Hello, friends. Welcome to the Archer and Olive channel. My name is Elizabeth. You might know me as The Joyful Sojourn on Instagram and YouTube. And I'm an ambassador for Archer and Olive this year, which means I get to create really fun content and show you creative ways of using Archer and Olive supplies in your planners and your notebooks. Today is going to be, I'm a little intimidated by this video because I'm not going to edit it. This is the first time I'm submitting a project to Archer and Olive where we are doing basically live, unedited plan with me. And I'm doing this because I see comments all the time on my channel and I see them on social media about how you love all the spreads that you're seeing, but you just don't have time for that. You're a busy person, you're a working mom, or you have a corporate job, or you're a small business owner, or you're running a household and you don't have time to just like sit down and do something creative in your planners and in your notebooks. And I think it's so important that you make the time. And so I want to see if you guys can make 20 minutes a day or 20 minutes a week to do something creative on paper. And so what we're going to do today is actually, I'm not editing this video. We are going to get this timer set up for 20 minutes. And I have 20 minutes to create a planner spread that is functional and scratches the itch for me creatively, and we'll see how far we can get. So if you're going to actually play with me today, now's the time to pause the video, grab your notebook. Maybe you have a notebook that's just for creative play. Grab that right now and let's do a creative weekly spread together. And then hopefully you have the tools that you need to continue doing something like this in the future for just 20 minutes a day. Now, this video is going to be a little bit longer because of the intro and the outro, and obviously it might take a little bit longer for you if you're gathering supplies. My tip for you is if you have decision fatigue, you have supplies, you don't know how to pair them together, just get the monthly kit club, because honestly, everything in it is adorable. Everything is cohesive. You have dating stuff, you've got scrap papers, you have washi tape, you have stickers, you have everything you need to make a cohesive spread. I'm not going to use the kit club today. I'm going to grab some, I have random items here, really to see how far I can stretch my, I don't know, not everybody can subscribe to the kit club. So hopefully you can find items in your stash that somewhat match with what I have here. So grab your supplies and we're going to talk about the ones that I have, and then we'll start the timer for 20 minutes. So first of all, I grabbed some tools. I think that these stencils from Archer and Olive are fabulous. These have been kind of reimagined over the years, and there's an A5 and a B5. They are excellent. They actually have cutouts in them, right? Stencils for different squares and stuff like that, but I really just like the straight edge, and I actually prefer the B5 even in my A5 because I like the overhang, but I keep both of them handy. I use the B5 on the A5 and I like the A5 for the B6, but that's just my personal preference. I also have tweezers and scissors. These are things that you should definitely keep handy. Just really helpful with laying stickers down. I have a cutting board, so if I decide to cut anything, I do have a cutting board and a craft knife. This I just got online. You can get a craft cutting board at any craft store or online. And then craft knife, this is from Archer and Olive. Then I have the new duotones. These premiered in the winter 2025 subscription box. I hope that we see more of these in the future, but the duotones are a dual tip pen, one with a fine tip, and then the other side is a bullet tip, which is great for list makers. So we possibly will break these out. Actually, I'm certain we will break those out today. And then, of course, I have my calligraphs. These are all just in a bin, and I can see them, and they lay flat horizontally. I have two of my favorite patterns of washi tape. One of the things I would recommend if you want to get creative, but you're limited on time or you're limited on supplies, is get a couple of black and white washi. This is a grid, and this is just a spotty dotty. To be honest, I don't remember where I got these tapes, but they're a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere, and they will pair beautifully with any stickers you choose. So I like keeping these guys nearby just for adding extra texture to my page. Then the stickers and washi for more kind of creative stuff I grabbed from the Advent box from 2025. These are Kiss Cut stickers on washi material, and I thought it would be cute to create like a little scene with these guys. And then correction tape, always very handy to have. I'm a big fan of this one. It is a retractable. I have it in every color, but it is also refillable. So we love a sustainable moment. But this is, I think, an Orbitech correction tape. Big fan of that one. I've got a pen. I do have a dating sticker book, but you don't need to purchase this if you have the monthly kit club, because you are given the days of the week and dates in the kit club. But since we're not using the kit club today, because I know not everybody is a subscriber, I'm using a dates sticker book. And then last item is just a little memo pad. And I cheated just to get ready for this video, but I did write down the measurements that I wanted for this spread. And I would recommend doing this if you want to creatively make your weekly layouts, but you don't want to take the time to count numbers every week. I would maybe set aside a half an hour, at the beginning of the month or just once, and do some sample spreads, just measuring them out, and then write it on a piece of paper and just take some washi tape and stick it down on the inside of your planner or your notebook. That way you have a cheat sheet. If I want a quad weekly, which is what we're going to do today, I know these are the measurements that I want to do, and I can easily count the dots on my dotted page. I'm not a math person. I'm not good with measurements. Just give me numbers. And so I like writing this down and then having it handy. So in future weeks, you can very quickly plan out your spread. So we've got my measurements for the quad weekly, and then we have the timer. Are you guys ready? We're doing this in real time. I'm a little bit nervous. I even didn't I didn't lay the lines down myself. I went ahead and we're starting with a blank page here. You definitely want to have a clamp or a clip of some kind. So we're just going to clip this guy together. Oh, and a pencil. A pencil is handy if you are going to be kind of pre-drawing out your spreads. I'm going to go ahead and grab a pencil, and we are going to, actually, let me grab a different one. This is what makes me nervous doing a live unedited video. Is I do this all the time over on my channel, but the videos tend to be longer. And so this is a stretch for me. Doing this on the Archer and Olive channel. So if you like this video and you find it helpful, then definitely like this video, give us a thumbs up, let us know if you'd like more Plan With Me videos that really kind of take you through the process. All right, are we ready? 20 minutes. And yes, I know that we're starting at 5 minutes into the video, but I had to do all that introductory stuff first, which we know y'all wouldn't be doing, right? Okay. So we are setting this to, and this timer, I don't remember where I got it, but you can find timers like this on Amazon. I mean, you can find them just about anywhere, but very handy for tasks and timing out your tasks. So we're going to set this to 20 minutes. Okay. So we're all going to hear when it comes off. And if we can do it in under 20, that would be awesome as well. So let me make sure that is on. We have our sound on. I'm going to set this down right here. Again, this is not edited. We're going to do this. So today we're going to be making a quad layout, which has become one of my favorite planner layouts. And I've never done it. I don't think I've done it in a dot grid notebook. So we're going to start with pencil. And all I'm doing is running a line all the way across the page, 3 dots down. Keep it nice and simple, 3 dots down. And then I counted, go back to my little handy dandy guide, 13 and a half across. So we're going to count 13 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is our halfway point. Might drive some folks nuts that we're splitting this guy, but I think that's going to be just fine. And we're going to go all the way down to the bottom row. And we're going to do, I said 19 up from the bottom. So we're going to count 19 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The reason I'm using pencil right now is because the stickers that we're using today are washi material stickers. They're a little bit more transparent. If I were using paper stickers, I would just use a pen to draw this out. But because they're washi material, you're going to see the lines underneath, and I don't want to see the lines underneath. So I am just laying this out, the layout, or putting the layout down. Then we'll lay the stickers down, or see where we want to lay the stickers, and then the pencil will be erased. That way I don't have to deal with drawing all the lines and then using correction tape to erase the lines so that they don't show up from underneath the sticker. So now I'm just closing up the box. And I want to close up the bottom too. And we're going to do the sides. When it comes to weekly layouts, because I'm at heart a planner girl, not a traditional, bullet journal person, I highly value structure, and I'm used to pre-printed planner layouts. And what I love about these journals or these notebooks from Archer and Olive is you can create planner spreads in them if you just add a little bit more structure and you frame out the page. Then it looks a little bit less Bujo-y. So we're going a little less Bujo this week. So I want to go across this way now, 13 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and a half. And we're going to split this right down at the center. All right. Oh, we need our frame here. And how are we doing on time? We've got just over 15 minutes to go. But I feel like we can do this easy. And those of you that watch me on YouTube are probably like, then why don't you do this every week? Your videos are an hour long. I know. I did a little bit more prep for this one. I wasn't sure what the Archer and Olive team would think if I actually had a hour-long plan with me. And of course, the point is to show you that you don't need an hour to set up a spread. All right, here's my quad layout. So again, we went all the way across. We went 3 down and then went all the way across. And then we went 13 and a half in and went down. And then I went 19 up from the bottom to do my center cut. Now, I did this because I like having the extra margin up at the top, and we have room for some decorative dating as well. I love the structure of this. I love that it's enclosed by this complete frame. Something about it is very satisfying. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of should we do the creative play next, or should we do let's do the creative part. So I want this to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or I could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this be open. Or this could be my note section. Because you have 8 blocks, obviously, we have a space for a note section. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're actually going to go across this way, so my Saturday and Sunday is together. This is going to be my notes page, or notes listing section. Okay, so what I want to do is set up my... I think we need to set up the headers for the days of the week. That's going to give us a little bit more structure, see what we're working with. And to do that, I'm just going to grab some grid washi and I'm going to lay it down 1 row down from the line that we just did. So 1 row down. We're going to let it pop up. And it doesn't have to be a perfect cut on this washi. Perfect meaning it doesn't all have to be the same length. I don't care so much about that. But we're doing that. One of my favorite things to do when it comes to setting up a spread, when I want my planner to be functional and I don't want to get too overboard with deco to the point where I lose the functionality, I don't have room to write my tasks, is decorative dating. I've talked years about decorative dating. It is the best way because you're not doing any planning or list making where you're putting your dates, right? That's just meant to date the the block that you're using. So I do a lot of decorative dating so that I have primo space here for functional planning. So we've laid down our washi. We're going to do our decorative dating. So we've going from the washi, let's do some stickers here. And the stickers can be layered on top of the washi, and then we'll put our day of the week above it. So these are Kiss Cut stickers, and I'm going to grab the smallest ones for layering underneath our days of the week. These houses, adorable. We're definitely going to use the houses down at the bottom. So now we're going to grab our tweezers, our trusty tweezers, and I'm going to layer them kind of in the corners of each of the washi tape strips. So just kind of spread them out. This is the decorative dating element. And you can make them all look a little bit different, put them in different places, vary it up a bit. But see how we're doing a bunch of decorative stuff up on a seam, basically? So we're not losing functionality here. We're just changing out where we lay these guys. And I think I'm going to cut this. Let's see. Cut this tape right here because I think we'll use a good portion of this length. So I'm going to keep adding these smaller guys. Mix them up a bit. The books. So if we did books here, that's far away enough. If we did a kettle here, we could do a kettle over here or even a bicycle over here. And I don't see another one on the strip I pulled. So we'll do a table and chairs. And we did a kettle here, so I don't want to do an image directly below it. I want to change it up. So I'm going to put this guy right here. And I like the way the grid looks on either side of the sticker. So I'm putting the sticker in a little bit further. And let's do the bistro sign. No, let's hold off on the bistro sign. I think I might want to use that somewhere else. How about a window? Do a window right here. All right. Doesn't look like much yet, but just bear with me here. I want to add the houses along the bottom Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, I have the least amount of stuff to do, and it's typically family time. So I don't need to go all the way down. And so I think what I'm going to do is actually split Saturday and Sunday all the way across. Or actually, no. Let's just erase. Let's erase this line. And I'm going to create a little scene at the bottom with these houses. Now we have blues and greens. So what I would do, and we have one pink. So I would just make sure that when you're laying these guys down or any stickers down, you're cognizant of like mixing up the colors, making sure that like colors are separated. So we know that we have a good amount of the blue and green tone. So I'm going to add this green guy down at the bottom. Oh, you know what? Let's create like a little street. So when I'm doing scenes and I'm using houses, I like to make sure that everything is grounded. So it has to make sense to me. It's got to make sense that the houses are standing on something. And you can use the grid pattern or you can use one of these decorative ones. I'm going to go with this pink one that's got some hollow. And it doesn't look like a street, but that's not really the point. The point is to just give us a straight surface or a flat surface to build off of. So I'm just running that along the bottom. Let's do a quick time check. We've got less than 10 minutes left. Elizabeth needs to get a move on. So let me go back to these guys. And we're going to vary. So we'll start with the house. And let's do this blue one here. Now we'll do the pink one, which is nice and large and ends up being around the center. This is why I'm glad we used pencil, because I now don't have to worry about a black line cutting the middle of my house. So lay this guy down. Perfect. And I think we can do green again. And we might be able to fit one more on the edge. This guy right here. Can we fit him? I think we can. And I can erase this guy here. Oh, we got 7 minutes, friends. The point of this isn't to be stressful. The point is to show that you can do it if you're on a time crunch. You can play with stickers and create a functional spread in a limited amount of time. If you have an hour to do this, oh my goodness, please take the full hour. This is meant to be fun and enjoyable. So we've got our spread or our scene down at the bottom. Now I want to create some structure. So we need our days of the week, and then I want my top 3 priorities for every day. This is going to be just an open note section here. So in order to do a little bit more structure, I'm going to grab the duotone in Riverstone, and I'm going to draw some lines for every day of the week. This is something that is going to take more time, so maybe I shouldn't do it. We're going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to freehand it. That means I'm just going to draw my lines. And the key to drawing lines is don't move your wrist a lot. Just drag your hand all the way down. It's not going to be straight. You can use a ruler if you're worried about it, but sometimes it is faster just to go all the way across. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And I went a little bit lower. Oops. It's okay. But I do want this to still be in line here. So we're going to go all the way across. All the way across. And I find this to be incredibly relaxing. So you can definitely skip this step if it's not fun or interesting. And if you don't need lines, that's fine too. I could have made them narrower if I wanted to as well and done every single one. Now let's fast track and see if we can do this faster with a ruler. So I'm going to start, let's see. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went 5 down, started on the 6th line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th line. So let's see if I can just do this faster. I guess it's about the same, but your lines are going to be straighter. But this is why I'm doing it this way, unedited, so you guys can see kind of the difference in flow. We've got about 4 minutes left, and we need to add our days of the week. So I need to hustle. And it'll take you less time if you're not talking. So keep that in mind as well. Make sure you rotate your spread when you're getting down to the bottom. If you're not talking, you're probably doing this faster than me. Let's go all the way down to the bottom with this guy. Okay. One way to make your spreads more efficiently too is with the duotones and your priorities. I'm going to switch over to Stillwater, which is blue, and I've got the ability to make my top 3 priorities, or in this case, I'm going to have to move it in a little bit. We'll go right here. But you can use these duotone pens to just do little dots, little priority dots. And I'm definitely doing them in different places. but that's okay. So I have my top 3 priorities, as you can see. And then now I just need my days of the week and we will be good to go. I'm just going to lay down some very simple day of the week stickers. Now I'm doing this as a sample for you guys. So I don't have specific dates that I need to throw down. This is meant to be, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I got to remember we're going all the way across. But see how it kind of comes together once you start adding your dates? This is why we want to use our, I like using stickers. You don't have to, but I always think that white stickers with deco in the background with our washi tape looks really, really nice. And I think one of the last things I want to do too is go over the lines with a black pen, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm just going to take a fine tip pen. So this was all pencil, right? I'm going to go over it. Actually, I think I want a bolder. Let's go with a Papermate Flare. Actually, wait, no. Should we use my calligraph? No, I want to use a fine tip pen. So look, we're going to do it, guys. Hang in there with me. Let's lay down our black. And this is just going to fine tune our spread. And this allows us to basically go around the stickers. And I will have done something creative. I got to play with stickers and washi, and I have a functional spread for the week. And once you find a layout that you like, you just repeat it over and over again. You know, keep a count of your dots and then you just replicate it over and over again. We're almost done. We're going to hear that beep in just a second. Being under the clock is definitely stressful. Knowing I'm not editing, very stressful. Because you guys can see my mistakes and I'm not cutting over them, you know. I'm not editing out my boo-boos. Y'all's get to see the boo-boos. Did I already do this one? Probably. All right. Almost done. Just our center ones. I think it's gonna beep. I think it's gonna beep. Almost done. Ah, wait. We did it. We did it, friends. So timer is done. Here we have my spread that I did in 20 minutes. And it's incredibly satisfying. I have my days of the week. I just would add date dots, right? For whatever my dates are. Let's zoom in so you guys can see it proper. We used washi material kiss cut stickers. Just the smaller ones, layer them with washi and a date. And then larger ones, you play around in the spaces. You don't need a lot of writing. So when you're doing decorative planning, when you're doing decorative setups like this, just think about how busy your week is going to be. Think about the days that are slower, and that's where you put your deco. When you're doing a quad layout like this, it's super nice because you do end up having an extra space for brain dumping. So I have room for brain dumping in this box. The only thing I would add is a sticker that says like notes or something like that, noted. And then I can brain dump here. I've got room for my priorities every day. And then I have additional notes or memory keeping or additional to-dos. If I have an extra minute or two, I could go back through and add additional lines, fill in all the blank ones. And then because Saturday and Sunday tend to be lighter for me, it's kind of a family day. I just have room here for maybe top 3 priorities. And then I took advantage of the space with decorative play. I hope it was helpful and not too stressful to see that you can create a beautiful spread in under 20 minutes if you just make the time for it. It does take a little bit of time to figure out what supplies you want to use, but like I said at the beginning, the Kit Club is going to be an excellent choice if you want something that is cohesive, gives you the decorative elements, the decorative stickers, the date stickers, the washi tapes, etc. And here it is, friends. We did it. I can't believe we did it. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this, I mean, hopefully they don't get mad with me asking, but leave us a comment if you want to see more kind of live or in real time playing with me. So maybe I can do it again in a future project for Archer and Olive. Make sure you are subscribed to the Archer and Olive channel. And again, you can find me at The Joyful Sojourn on YouTube and on Instagram. If you decide to pick anything up from Archer and Olive forever and always, you can use the code JOYFUL10. That's going to save you 10% off on your purchase. We did it, guys. We'll see you in the next video.